Hollow Knight, one of my freaking favorite games of all time with one of my favorite art styles of all time as well. It's really simple, it's unique, it's just very minimalistic, and still everything just seems to kind of fit. The shape language seems just top notch, and I like the color of it, and it all seems so cute, but at the same time creepy. It's fantastic, and it's a thing I want to learn about. I want to learn how to actually create these character designs. So I said, you know what, why don't I make a video about that? How could that be so hard? Well, let me tell you this. Doing it during a hangover does not make things easier. G'day peeps, my name is Scripps and welcome back to another art rant. And this video is special. Not that that surprises you anymore. I'm saying this in the beginning of pretty much every single one of these videos. But this one is special because it's actually inspired by a video that I did a long time ago. Not only a long time ago, the very first speed paint I ever did, I believe. And that was actually a speed paint of Hollow Knight as well. And I made that 2 years ago. So I thought that it was about time not only to renew it, but also just so you have kind of like a comparison point to see how I have improved or worked or become better since then, which I hopefully have. Although, let's be honest, it's very unlikely that this video will ever beat the view count of that video, because for some reason, I cannot tell you why, but that video is cursed to be the video that people find me through. I don't know why that video has like 1,500 views, the same amount as my like recent Hollow Knight Silk Song video. I don't know why that one. It was literally just, I tried to draw Hollow Knight. I don't even think I put that much effort in it. That's just the YouTube algorithm. You cannot predict it, no matter how hard you try. But anyways, enough ranting about how people find me through not only my terrible drawings, but my absolute terrible of the terriblest drawings. Let's get into the actual character designs. And as you'll see, like right about now, you'll see that I'm actually doing something quite unique. I think I've done the technique like once before, but that was almost like a video entirely of itself. I'm pretty sure, or I don't know, maybe I didn't even upload that. Maybe that wasn't a video, maybe I'm mixing things up. But it's basically a strategy where you kind of just draw from silhouettes. I might show both because I actually did two drawing processes. I wasn't really happy with the first one because it got too detailed, it almost turned into a sketch face. But the idea is basically that to kind of like brainstorm for ideas, you just need to draw little silhouette characters that you can draw in like minutes, seconds to minutes. Like at max, and that's just how you get some good ideas down on paper, because silhouettes can show a surprisingly good amount of character. So that's why it's a good idea to just draw a bunch of different silhouettes if you want to come up with a creative and unique character design. Just get all your thoughts out on paper. And that's what I tried to do, especially with the second one. I was also a bit happier with the second one, although I was not very happy with all my designs. And once again, I am gonna have to apologize for this video. I spent like freaking, what was it, 3 hours drawing all this in total. And you'll eventually see how I fuck up the coloring, but it's the coloring where it starts going downhill. And I completely blame my hangover for that. Sorry, it's Saturday. I was out for a Good Friday night, and I apologize for being a young, irresponsible teenager. But as you can see on this first paper, then I actually put down a bunch of different ideas, and I put a little more detail into them than I'd initially planned. And then of course I drew Hornet and the Hollow Knight right next to them, just to kind of like see if they fit. And there is only one of the characters in this drawing that actually make it to the next stage, and that is the first one. The way I got inspiration for these or for this guy at least, was that I looked up different Asian insects, because I felt that Silk Song, the game at least, felt a slight bit more Asian to me, but that might just be completely me overlooking some things, but it just felt slightly more like foreign Eastern, or something. Of course, not that that matters in the bug world, but it just feels like it's supposed to be a little more foreign and golden like that, and I just associate that with the East. So I googled Asian insects, and the first thing that came up was a long-horned beetle, which they're actually very pretty, and they have got really freaking long horns, and that's why I ended up drawing this kind of like general kind of dude, but with kind of some slicked back hair, or slicked back antennas, I guess, because the antennae are really long, and I wanted to turn him almost into kind of like a Bismarcky general or like a veteran fighter of some sort, because I actually even used his head shape to almost make something that could mimic like a Bismarck mustache, which I thought was really cool. I thought that fit really well into the universe, and that's why I even think that like out of all my designs, was almost my favorite. The second one that I also liked a lot that you can't actually really see on paper is the spider one I did. The one that seems to be kind of larger than everyone else, and you can only see this on kind of like the second drawing phase I did where I made the silhouettes a lot smaller. But my idea for that was actually because I thought out like a scene in my head where like imagine if this was Silk Song and then Hornet fell down into like a cavern or something, and then a spider would come roaring from the right and the player would run from them, and they would just run in panic and eventually end up against a wall, only for the spider to actually lift its face, and then it would look like that. It would basically just be like a cute, round, kind of moon-shaped face. And I took inspiration from this because I saw that there were some spiders, I think in Australia, that do this. They actually they walk like normal spiders, but then as kind of like a defensive pose, they actually lift their legs and then they like have their teeth underneath to make them seem bigger. But I thought it would be a cute twist, or like a cool twist to actually reverse this and make them cuter by lifting their head, so it's almost like a concealed face that just constantly looks into the ground. And I thought it was also a cool play on like spiders being terrifying. A lot of people are scared of spiders, so I really wanted to just make the spider like a cute design. And I just thought it would be a cool scene for the game. Not as much a character design. I could have put a bunch more effort into the character design, but I just thought it was a cool idea. And hopefully, after explaining the concept, you'll get where I'm coming from, right? You'll understand my point of view on that. The last three I had a bunch more trouble with actually making because I wasn't quite, or I guess I was just so happy with the first couple of designs that I actually like thought out in my head that it was kind of hard to make the others live up to that standard. I wanted to make a cute bug. I wanted to make a bug that was really cute and nice, and I tried to do that by kind of covering her in a bush. I did want to make her kind of like a lotus or something, so that's kind of like what I depict through her calves or her thighs being bigger than like a regular bug, because that's how lotusts and crickets are. They got big thighs, big thick thighs. But you know, it kind of just ended up looking like something that's already in the game, which I mean, that could be a good thing, but I just wanted it to be more unique, and it didn't really stick out as much as I wanted. And basically, the last designs, I wasn't really happy with them. But that doesn't mean that like I think it's a fail, that I dislike it or anything, because I actually love doing this process. I really like coming up with the different ideas, and once again, I freaking really like Hollow Knight. I love the way it's so simple. So actually using that as like a parameter to figure out some good designs, that could be really great. And funny enough, actually, the character that I liked the most in this drawing was Hollow Knight himself, or just the knight. I like how I kind of just went with it. I felt very, very fluid about that, and I kind of like how I made his dress, do you call it a dress, a little more spiky. Well, I don't know, but I still think I did. If the main quest of this drawing was to make a bunch of characters that would fit into the Hollow Knight universe, then I think I did pretty good. But if I had to come up with a last critique, sorry, I know it can be kind of depressing hearing someone just not do anything other than just talk shit about their own work. But trust me, it's good for me. It's good to be critical, and it's good to learn from that. But that was just I don't know, it was just a lack of commitment to the coloring, I guess, because I didn't know how it should be colored, because Hollow Knight is colored a weird way, and Hollow Knight Silk Song seems to be colored a different way. Hollow Knight Silk Song seems to be a lot warmer in the colors, and good old regular Hollow Knight, because it's underground and all that, it seemed to kind of have a colder hue, and I even added like a colder or cooling photo filter on top of it, and it made it seem a lot more natural. Which, seems a bit cheap, but it works fine. I'm really sorry that, because I know it, like, the point of YouTube is it's entertainment. If we think of it on a surface level, it's entertainment, and it's never fun to listen to someone just critique, but the whole point of this channel was actually just this channel was to start from scratch. If you go way back to even that first drawing, that first speed paint I made, you'll see how much faster I've gotten, and in that I feel motivated. And I'm also really happy, just like how I drew Hollow Knight and Hornet now in this one drawing. I really like. I felt a lot more confident in my drawing abilities, and that's nice, and it's just something that I want to show off more. So it just gets a little disappointing when something as stupid as coloring, is something that I can mess up. And it's just one of my favorite games. It's just a game that I really freaking love, and I can't wait for Silk Song to come out. I freaking can't wait. It's just such a good game, and I wanted to do it justice, And even though I was a little subpar today because I decided to drink alcohol, it was a good night, by the way. I don't regret it one bit. It was a good night. It's a freaking good night. My ears hurt though, but it was a good night. But it also, it has some consequences. And if that means that this one drawing is going to be a little more shabby, and that I might do some more Hollow Knight in the future, which I don't mind, I'm definitely going to draw more Hollow Knight in the future. So, I don't feel that as a loss at all. I'm just happy that I got to do a new drawing, and hey, who knows, maybe this video will get as popular as that first trying to draw Hollow Knight. Maybe I should just call it the same thing, just for the memes, and see if it could actually reach that view count, which I doubt. I'm not in it for the views or anything, and I'm not doing this for the views either. I just thought it could be cool to compare it, and also, I kind of want that first video destroyed. But that's just, that's a personal opinion, and if people keep finding me through that and laughing at it, that's fine with me. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.